Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're doing a little bit more cleaning. So basically we have some grout. It's white grout, it's pretty dirty, and frankly we need to find a way to clean it. And your first instinct is to throw bleach on it, right? Everyone's like, oh, you're cleaning floors, bleach the floors, whatever, right? Well, bleach actually does damage tiles. That's what they say at least. And so I'm not gonna take the chance. I don't wanna replace all the tiles, but I do wanna get that grout clean because it's really kind of nasty. So here's what we're gonna do. We did a little bit of a mixture of some things that we saw and wanted to test out if it actually worked, and it does. And now we wanted to educate you on how we clean our grout going forward, because we wanted to do it with less harsh chemicals and other items that we could just use within our house that aren't gonna have a strong smell to them, aren't gonna have that make your eyes water, can't go in there for 30, 40, 50 minutes type thing, or crack a window. We wanted to make sure you didn't have to do any of those things when cleaning the grout. So basically this is a mixture. So it's a mixture of a couple different things. Baking soda, for whatever reason, cleans everything. So anyways, half a cup of baking soda, quarter cup hydrogen peroxide, if I say that right, and a teaspoon of good old Dawn, right? And basically what we did is we mixed all that together, and we used one of our small little Dawn bottles, and we put it in there so we get a good shake on it. And it's really kind of nice because it's got a little spout on it, so you can lay it right inside the grout line. And then basically you're supposed to put this on for about 3 minutes, just like this. Shake it up, put it on for 3 minutes, and then give it a little scrub, right? So I'm wearing gloves because hydrogen peroxide, you shouldn't really get a lot on your skin and that sort of thing, so I'm wearing some gloves. Obviously I can only wear one glove because I'm still, my arm's still messed up. So at the end of the day, let's take you along with the journey of cleaning our grout, because really it's nasty now. So nobody wants to see nasty grout. So let's take you along and we'll show you how to do it. Okay, so just a couple things you're gonna need for supplies. Obviously, I already told you baking soda, hydrogen peroxide, and Dawn. And a little bottle, of course, to mix in. And like I said, use a little Dawn bottle. Works great. Okay. Second thing, you're gonna need a cloth, because once it's all said and done, you're gonna wanna basically be able to wipe down everything. So you're gonna need a cloth, so you're gonna need that. And the third thing is a little brush, right? So they say you can use a toothbrush, things like that, but I mean, come on. You wanna put a little bit more into it than a toothbrush. This one's got a little grip handle on it, and considering I'm doing this with one hand, I wanna make sure I can kind of get in there and get that out of there. So you can see that the grout in here, this back line of grout in here is pretty nasty. Right? It's pretty dirty. A lot of times when you clean a floor, whenever you're cleaning a floor and stuff like that, sometimes your mop might not be absolutely clean, or you didn't, whatever, and it can make this kind of grout situation happen. That's what I'm gonna use that as an excuse for ours right now. But so shook up my concoction here, and basically, like I said, the little nozzle here works really nice. And then basically you're just gonna put it inside the grout line. And I'm not going to do the whole floor for you guys today, but you know, you can see how I'm doing it here. Let's do it in all the little spots here. And we're going to leave that sit then for like 3 minutes. So you're probably going to have to mix a couple times of this, right? This is not depends on the size of your floor. You know, it's not going to be just, oh, you mix it once and there you go, right? But you can see you're just going to lay it in there. Make sure you're covering it all. It's where the glove kind of comes in handy if you can't coordinate your pour real well like me. There we go. And then we're going to leave that sit for about 3 minutes. And then we're going to show you some magic.
5 minutes later.
Okay, so we waited about 3 to 5 minutes. So we gave it a little bit longer because this is pretty nasty grout. So gonna have to give it a good scrub here, and so that's what I'm gonna do right now. Give it a good scrub. And then, like I said, a couple cloths, like a wipe down cloth with got just some water on it, and then a drying cloth I use as well because it's slippery. So gonna give it a scrub, and if it's really bad, of course you might have to do it a couple times if it's really bad. But let's give it a scrub and see what it looks like. Now obviously you're going to want to do this kind of section by section. So you don't have to reach as far. So you kind of probably going to want to back down the floor or something like that, or make sure you have some older clothes on. The last thing you want to do is get hydrogen peroxide on your clothing. But give it a good scrub, and hopefully you guys are going to see the magical difference that it makes to do this. Okay, so I did about half the floor here, and then I have a damp cloth here, and so you just want to, you don't really have to scrub super hard, right? So I think sometimes letting it sit for 5, maybe even a little more, depending on those real nasty areas, but then you don't really have to scrub it hard. And then just take this damp cloth, you want to get all that residue off there. So, you know, you're basically going to wipe down the whole floor and get all that, because you're going to hear a little bit of that baking soda, because it's kind of gritty. So you're going to have to probably do this a couple times, just to kind of wipe things down a little bit. But I think what you can see here, even if it's not completely wiped out yet, but if you can see here, that you can definitely tell there's a huge difference in what the floor looks like from here, which is still nasty, right? It hasn't been done, and this grout one, right? So if I just, right? You can see the big difference between grout to grout. Okay, so as you can see, it does a really great job. You don't have to do this every time you clean your floor, just when your grout gets kind of nasty. But as you can see, it does a really good job. It doesn't have harsh chemicals. There's no smell to it or anything like that. It takes a little bit of effort, but not a whole bunch, right? You just give it a little scrub. Basically, you're doing a little waiting time. So I know sometimes people comment, well, that's a lot of effort. Well, anything worth getting clean and whatever is going to take a little bit of effort. Okay, so all you need, it's really cheap to do, baking soda. So you need a half a cup of baking soda, hydrogen peroxide, which is super cheap, and you need a 1/4 cup of hydrogen peroxide, and you need a teaspoon of Dawn. Mix it and just mix it really, really good. Pour it in your grout lines, and then you need a brush just to kind of give it a scrub, and a couple of rags that you can rinse and wipe down and rinse and wipe down just to get the residue off. That's it. So really quick, really easy. Give it a try. It definitely will work for you. And we'll see you next time when we'll do some more cleaning.